All right, sorry, I'm like talking, no volume. All right, so anyway, what I was saying is, um, yeah. So yesterday I worked on what could be considered, I guess, the like a, I guess you could consider it death, right? But it not in a morbid way, right? Like it's just the inevitable kind of thing. So so I was working. Last two big pieces was the boxer that it's right across from this epitome of death kind of figure, I guess. And so they kind of square off against each other, and visibly they're equal to one another on my legs. Barely touch onto the kneecaps, which is awesome. That's actually, the size that I wanted. It would have to be that way in order for me to continue working, a couple of small pieces here and there around my thighs. So one of the things that I really wanted to do, since before I even started doing this, like before I even did this, was I wanted to have my kids' initials tattooed, and I thought it'd be cool to have them, like on my calf. But I can't reach my calf, so that's not where they're going. And then I initially thought, well, I'll just put them on the kneecap because that'll be pretty awesome. But the kneecap gets used a whole lot, and it's also really painful. At least that's what I was told. So, in all my great wisdom, I found some 15th century semi-professional engraver who's just a footnote in like on Wikipedia right now. But I really liked how he did his lettering and uh, how it was. I don't know. It was just really energetic for the time period, but it wasn't like, it's not the best, cleanest of the clean or whatever. It just looks really good, and I like the way that it flows. So I found a couple pieces of his, and I kind of redid them a little bit to be able to fit what it was that I wanted for my shins. So yeah, so I decided I would put these on my shins, and I just read, like, not even 5 minutes ago, that the shin is like one of the most painful places that you can get a tattoo. So, um, if you have minors in the room, uh, and you don't appreciate four-letter words, and you don't like to see a grown man cry, then now would be the time to turn this off. But otherwise, I appreciate you being here, and I hope that you can have some sympathy, some empathy, maybe a couple laughs at my expense. I don't know. Um, but I'll go ahead and see what we can do about getting the tattoo in frame. This should be a little bit better than the last one as far as being able to get it in frame, because I actually have something to put my leg on. So let's just go ahead and switch on over there. All right, so forgive me if I get a little too loud. I'm actually now facing the microphone as opposed to not, and we are slight adjustment here, and that is my firstborn. Uh, that's not my firstborn. That's his initial. Um, so you can see there's like a couple of little odd things. Like there's all these swirly things that you would see on like a, I don't know, like a modern piece of currency or something, like like monetary things and whatnot. But it just switches so quick that it was just really I don't know. I won't say that it was wild for the time period, I mean, because I've seen some pretty crazy things where they have like people doing weird shapes and animals doing things, but I hadn't seen something where it switches so quick with, like this is a like almost like a bird skull here. That goes into like some kind of weird pillar, and then it goes into like almost like Celtic knotting, and then there's another like a mask down here, and then it goes into like these weird forms through here. I mean, it's just really it's intricate, and it's also bizarre. So, hey, what's going on? How you doing? Glad you can make it. Hopefully you can see the pain that I'm going to be putting myself through tonight. And if if for whatever reason I decide that I just haven't had enough, I went ahead and I got my daughter's initial as well. So it's a letter G. There's a couple things about that I thought were a little bit weird. Something that you can't really see too well, I don't think. There's a pregnant, naked angel and the G. So, so I'm pretty excited about that. But again, it's this really odd, like there's almost like even like a what's his name, like Geiger kind of thing going on here, where there's like this segmented form that falls underneath. I don't know. I really liked how that looked. So, so if I have time, I'm not, and this doesn't come off. Yeah, that's what that's what that's what I was saying. Like it wasn't even 5 minutes before I started the stream where I like Googled how bad does it hurt to tattoo your shin, and apparently it hurts a lot. So I'm gonna find out. Again, like I don't want to offend anybody. I'm probably gonna say some words that would require censoring on national television. So it would be okay for cable. Um, if you've seen Game of Thrones, like, you've already seen my inner thighs and you'll hear the language now. All right. So I just unwrapped one of these bad boys. We're going to put it right on in here. I don't know how far out I'm actually going to throw the needle this time. Uh, I'm really pretty I'm really pretty frightened about this, honestly. Which is fine. Every day is a new thing for me, and so we'll just go ahead and get it started. One thing that I do have, well, I'll go ahead and tell you, because I might decide to do some of the shading as well. I'm not sure, but I do have like some straight black ink, and then I have three different levels of like black wash. So it's just a couple of drops of black mixed with water, and then a few more drops of black mixed with water, and then a few more. So we'll see how that works out. If I'm somehow still like alive, I do paint pretty well, but no one like. Well, I shouldn't say that. Everyone's their own person, right? I'm not gonna say no one likes pain. That would be a lie. Some people do. I'm not one of those people that likes pain by any stretch of the imagination. Um, I do seem to tolerate it okay most of the time. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how well we tolerate it this evening. All right. Now, hopefully, I can keep things somewhat in focus, but just in case, I want to let you guys know, like, I love you. I think everyone that tunes in is pretty awesome. But I will say that this is permanent marking on my skin, so I'll try to get as close and personal to myself as possible, um, with expense to what shows up on the stream. So I want to apologize in advance if you can't see something and you think that you should. Um, if you're within driving distance, I would highly encourage you just to stop on by. Oh, oh yeah, yep. No, that's awesome. That feels great. Hey, what's going on? Welcome to me tattooing my shin. I'm putting my kid's initials on here. One initial on one shin, one initial on the other. What I'm trying to do is ultimately, what I want to do is start tying in some of these things. I've got some really fun tattoos that I really like. I'm not sure, if there's a professional out there who would say that they don't like them, don't particularly care at this point in time. Maybe one day I will, but a lot of them have been like, yeah, they hold like some symbolism, but there's really no rhyme or reason to how I determined I was gonna get those. Oh man. Is everyone doing all right this evening? Enjoy your Wednesday so far. It's not over. A lot of my really close friends, they do some role playing on Wednesday. So some of them know I'm doing this, and I like to show up and give some support sometimes, but um, probably won't be on tonight, or if they are, it won't be until much later. Yeah, it's not so far. It's not too bad. Um, I have the it's my leg. I like to I like to say that pretty often. Most of the time, it's in a like don't judge me because I'm not judging me. But one of the good things about this is I actually I actually can kind of pull the skin away from the bone area, which I think most tattoo artists would probably do. Exactly how this goes here. Oh yeah, that's good. Oh, awesome! I'm glad that you guys are tuning in. You know, are you all listening in on like just like on one computer so that you all got the sound all coordinated and everything? I want to say that Turkey Noodle actually warned me against this. I think he said something along the lines of don't. Okay, yeah, awesome. I think he said something along the lines of don't tattoo your shins because it hurts a lot. I'm gonna say, if I'm doing this right, who knows? I have felt worse. Actually, the top of my knee last night was giving me some problem. Okay, all right, awesome, very good. So I can just talk bad about y'all. So I will have to take a break. I'm not the most nimble person in the world. Um, I will have to take a couple of breaks, I'm sure, throughout this. Uh, Not because of any pain issue yet. I say yet. I might have to take a break for that too. Who knows? But yeah, honestly, this is just yeah, it's like this awesome little and right about here. I almost forgot. And so I have a reference, but it's right side up, and I'm looking at things upside down. So I should probably turn it upside down as well and see exactly what it is that I'm looking at. Yeah, right here. That makes sense. All right, so far, no screaming, no crying. I'm not sure how much longer that's going to be the case. That pool was a little bit. That was a little harsh. There's always crying. There's always crying. Just not not yet. Not so bad yet. I'm sure there's like one nerve that I just haven't found yet. And when I do, it'll be awesome. Oh, just a warning, guys. It's been a while, so it might come as a surprise for some. But my cat, he is on it tonight. He found a fly in the window earlier today, and he has just been Mr. Hunter ever since. So he might come in here and attack me. My son said one of his friends has a clip that he made of me uh, yelling at the cat. I think that's genius because that's real life around here. Why that much? Yeah, really, I found this guy looking around trying to find some, you know, some interesting. Can't remember his name, but trying to find some interesting lettering, and uh, and I read up on him, and he's like, seriously, he is just a footnote in Wikipedia. But they said that he was impressive enough at the time that like he was pretty much left alone in a room. I forget what his dad did, but at a young age, he started engraving um, pictures from books, and he did like a portrait. And he was like super young, so his dad was like, "Yep, that's the job now." Um, so I don't know, like obviously, he's not super famous, but it's cool enough. It's cool enough where I'm pretty stoked about him, enough to use him as inspiration for this project. He's have to slow down a little bit, guys. I want to hurry because this one is pretty close to the bone, but I also don't want to mess up too much on that. don't cry. I do cry. All the time. I'm a very sensitive young man. Something. What they told. Let's get a little bit weird here. Shouldn't be too much of a surprise. Do that one more time. Hey, what's going on, Lesnick? Glad you could join in tonight. Working on probably one of the weirdest things that I've done so far. Concept's not terribly weird. Initials of my children. But design is really bizarre to me. I mean, I'm not really well versed in the world of the world of etching, but it's kind of weird. I think I just have really fat shins. That's what I'm doing this. So yeah, I was actually just about to say this is supposed to be like uber painful, but I think I have a lot of fat on my my shins that you know, it's really weird to ever say that you have fat shins. But that's how I'm feeling right now. Because it's not too bad, surprisingly. No, the spider is actually okay, but the tops of like where the flowers meet the kneecap on the top of my kneecap from these guys like that actually hurts a lot more. Yeah, I should really slow down. um, I don't know why I do it so fast. Mostly, I think it's because I don't do bold lines. I would like to do bold lines, but I'd have to really slow down for that, which I totally should. and I just haven't. So this is kind of a weird spot. I don't know if you guys can probably can't tell too much, but I'm still not an expert at laying down these stencils. So a couple places that kind of doubled up, and that was one of them, and that happens to be like one of the only straight lines in this whole design. So I had to get that one just right. Is to show too that if I ever decided to do this professionally, I really should not charge by the hour. They'll lay down, they'll be like, ah, that hurts a lot, and then I get up and be like, okay, I guess it's $20. Spray ink all over me. Do it there. Also, like just due to how thin the skin is here, if I was gonna give myself like a blowout on these, I'm pretty sure this would be where. Uh, it's not too bad yet. Um, you know, paper towels are not that expensive. It's not like we're in the beginning of know each other. Sorry if I'm blocking the camera, guys. Thank you. I appreciate it. We'll see how much ink actually stuck in there whenever I wash it off before I start messing around with shading or anything. Give that a quick rinse and see what we got. It's gonna be cold. Ooh, that's cold. Oh, there goes my tattoo. Floor. It's going all over the floor. All right. Miracle of miracles. Look at that. Actually stuck. What? Cool. So now I can work on some of the shading. Oof. Yeah, the spider really wasn't. Look at that. I'm like going for the wrong knee. Like I'm trying to hit it on the screen. All right. So the spider really wasn't that bad. Um, there's a couple things I want to touch up, as always. I think that it should be mandatory. Like it should just be a shop's policy that if you go and get a tattoo, um, you should already like you go in, you make your appointment, or you do your walk-in or whatever. You should have 2 weeks out. You should have scheduled to go get it touched up. Um, to make sure that the ink went deep enough in the right spots, or the color is vibrant enough, or highlights or mistakes or whatever can be fixed. um, and I don't know if it should be like free of charge, but as long as you're not doing a major like design change or adding so much more onto it, then I don't see why that cost can't be in up front. And that's just me. That's how I feel about it. I don't have my own shop. My foot totally went to sleep on that, so give me a couple seconds. And while we're doing that, I'll just go ahead and I'll switch out to the to one of the shaders. And I'm going with again, I'm going with this rather small shader. I'll be using a gray wash on this. Whoops. Sorry, guys. No, I just bopped that with my head. All right. So what I just picked up off the floor, in case you guys were curious, is one of these. So essentially, whenever these cartridges, they come in like little packages, and you can see it has a little piece of paper in there, and that just means that they were sealed in such a way as to be like sealed in a gas that makes that sterilizes the needles. So as long as you can look at it and see that those colors that are supposed to be there are actually there, boom, no problem. So I'm just gonna wipe off the bottom of it. All right, let's get back up here. See what we got. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. Let's add just a little bit of shading. So again, you can hear this maybe. Well, no, you can't. Right. And so that's a pretty high. It's pretty high voltage. I do like to turn it down pretty far whenever I'm doing shading because one, I'm using a really watered down black ink, and slowing it down and going over things kind of doggo in the background. What? Um, but yeah, just slowing it down makes things a little bit more bearable. Um, I can I can kind of like make a couple of mistakes and not too feel too bad about it. And I get to color in the lines, which is like hilarious to me. It's that's the kind of thing we do now. It's just stay in the lines, man. The hard part is done. Um, and I might actually at one point in time I might go in around this and actually do some coloration just to make this the lettering pop out a little bit. I like starting off with the lightest shades, just so that even if it's not supposed to be completely white for contrast, um, that works well. That's one thing I don't like. Little bubble of ink for no good reason. Wish I was flexible. I was going to yoga at one point in time, but I'm not sure I was getting much out of it. Although now, if you guys can see that tiny little detail. It's tiny bit of shadow in there, nothing too much. Visit this part real quick. Cool thing about this is if I don't get it too dark, then I can come back, revisit it, with one of the darker shades. I feel like it needs to be a bit more, then I can apply that. Somebody's hungry. Dumps that ink out. And that's okay. I mean, honestly, like, kind of got an idea. It's kind of like if you've done watercolor, like once it once you kind of hit a couple of spots, then you realize like, oh yeah, totally, it's not going to go beyond these edges because that's just where it's supposed to be. No, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but since all the skin's raised up anyway, you know, Oh, yeah. This really isn't that bad. I thought this would be a lot worse. Maybe I'm just stretching the skin just right. Not too terrible. These are fun little areas right here. I didn't do anything too exciting today other than plan this out. It's pretty exciting to me though. I really started off the day, I didn't really feel all that great, but my condition improved. Yeah, yeah. All right, right time. I'm not as young as I used to be. Oh, look, my floor's all blurry. Oh, man. I have to see how dirty my floor is. Whew. Oh, eh. No, but really, it's not that bad. It's actually it's actually pretty good. If you don't have a tattoo on your shin, consider it. It's not that bad. It's not like I think like the palm of the hand, uh, rings. You know, like people get tattoos of like wedding rings. I think on like the flip side, closer to the palm, yeah, that probably hurt a lot more. But you know, the shin, just stop working out for like 6 months and eat a lot of junk food. Um, get some fat on your shins, and you know you should be pretty squared away. So waiting for the shake all the blood back. You know, the thing that I'm using to prop my foot up is it's a chair that actually sits a little bit higher than the chair that I'm currently on. So it's like I'm not doing the splits or anything, but might as well be. So, all right, let's get back to it. start again. Try to get a little bit more, like just build up the shadow a little bit before I start going for a different mix. It turns out pretty good. I like having a really light build up. I know where to really sink the darker part into. Try to get it a little bit more into that contrast, um, dynamically a little bit louder. Especially since there's so many like weird, like strange organic shapes in this thing. Like it's just such a cool design. This guy was either completely like out of his mind or ahead of his time. It's like he just threw every type of motif that he could in there. Oh, you like pillars? I got pillars. Oh, you like leaves? I got leaves. What you want? I got it. You like the look of the scarab? Well, I can add that in there too. You like bugs? You like bugs? Like if he was doing his portfolio or something. Just didn't know what kind of job he was going for. I don't want to do this, but I kind of don't. I'd rather do this. You know what? What will you pay me to do? You mean to make something that somebody's going to tattoo on themselves in like 600 years? I got you. Pulling up. Oh, doesn't have to be that way, yo. It's not too bad. I'll take it. Little subtleties in there. Shadows. Good. Trying to get Starting to get a little squirmy. Favorite band? Catch me on a different day, and it'll be different every time. Um, I'm gonna have to say that all in all, probably I'm kind of I'm a fan of punk rock. Kind of always have been. It's really hilarious that I would join like the military. So um, I like the politics, I guess, of the old band No Effects. I don't know if anyone's heard of them. Um, Dropkick Murphys get me too. Green Day, nice. Old Green Day, new Green Day, all Green Day. Favorite punk rock band, No Effects. No Effects. No Effects. Also, same members. Uh, Me First and the Gimme Gimmes. I really appreciate a good cover, and those guys really know how to put out some great cover songs. I would totally play them, but I'm not sure how the copyright stuff goes for streaming, so I'll hold off. Yeah. Weezer, mm, Weezer is tough, man. Like I have a feeling like they're just gonna like end up some super group in the future. Like I mean, they're good now, right? But they're always consistently Weezer. You know what I mean? Like at no point in time can you ever be like, oh, well, that's a bad Weezer song because it's a Weezer song. You can't be like, oh, it's a great Weezer song because it's a Weezer song. Sounds like all Weezer songs. Not in a bad way. Just ah, ah, ah. My opinion. My opinion. Yeah, Green Day is great, and I like old Green Day. I like some of their newer stuff too, but really, their older stuff was just so fun. Well, I don't know if you're allowed to say that about a punk band. Your music is just so fun. Consistency is good. Really is. I used to do like a lot of marketing and stuff, and one of my favorite stories was about how you can go anywhere in the world and McDonald's is still at its core McDonald's, and that's why it's so successful. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. We're getting there. We are getting there. I don't know if I'm actually going to get to the other leg tonight. I feel like there's so much fun that can be had on this one, and I have to keep taking breaks because I can't feel my butt. It's a bad place to be. Ah, See, like now, just talking about it, just talking about it. Now my foot's asleep. It's super awesome too. I love it. I mean, where else can you get like a dead foot and tattoos? Like mm, if I was going to get a Herman Miller chair, it would have to be the lounge. I love the lounge. That lounge chair is like if if I was a teenage boy again, instead of like covering my wall with like posters of uh, 80s rock bands and scantily clad girls, I would totally just have Herman Miller lounge chair ads just pinned up on my wall. That is probably like the best looking piece of furniture. Um, I haven't had a chance to sit my butt in one yet, but when I do, you can be damn sure I'm not getting up for a very long time. I don't even care if it's comfortable. Oh, it's not. I mean, it's not definitely not a desk chair. It's one of those. It's one of those chairs that like you put it in the room, right, and then you just build everything around that piece of furniture. It's a work of art, and they're really for a quality piece of furniture, they're really not that expensive. Uh, I think that anything over $20 is expensive, but I also think that the Herman Miller lounge chair is it's worth it. It's the Ferrari of things to put your butt in. But you're right. I do need to get like I'm sitting on like this, right? Like this is just like a dining room chair. Mostly so I can keep it like, sterile and easy to clean from the tattoo ink as well. So yeah, yeah. And I mean, not saying not saying I don't pack a little junk in the trunk, but I don't have a big booty, so I'm sitting on some bone here. And it takes a little while to get the blood going back down to that leg. But I'm so super stoked about like, some of the shadowing in this thing. Uh I kind of like just keep rushing to do it. Um and what's cool is, I still have like one or two shades darker that I can go and still be able to pull off, at least some, be able to maybe to pull a little bit more dimension out of this. Because really, I mean, that's what it's about. Like, you know, don't lie, girl. I know. I mean, I'm working on it. Of course. You probably even had me on mute and you heard me say it. I mean, I need to do more squats. That's what it comes down to. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Oh, no, I'm just kidding. It ain't that bad yet. All right. Notice I said yet. I don't think that's just kidding. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. At at least they know themselves, right? I mean, I get really wrapped up in this, so you don't mind if I'm a little quiet while I'm working on this. It's a lot different than what I thought it would be. I mean, this is hilarious fun. Like I take this so seriously because like it's permanent, blah blah blah. Like I do, I do have that feeling that like there's some shaman, up in heaven, like wherever shamans are. like smiling down on me, you know, like remember the first time that they gave somebody a tattoo, and how awesome it is that, you know, somebody's carrying along the tradition or something. Although I'm not tattooing my children as a coming of age thing, but you know, I mean, there's always tomorrow. Just kidding. No tattoo my food. Not today. Go back up here and revisit this guy for a second. See, he had some fun stuff happening right around this area. Little shadows there, little shadows here. So I am moving towards a little bit of a darker, shade here, just to see if I can get a little bit more dimension to pop out of some of these places. Hopefully, without going too dark on it. Yeah, that works out pretty well. Favorite style of tattoos. All right, I'm gonna let somebody else go first because my favorite style of tattoo. Um, I haven't found one yet. I mean, I like them all. They're all pretty fun. Uh, I'm excited. I haven't. One of my friends. She's looking at a watercolor tattoo, and I'm kind of curious. Like, I haven't tried that yet. You know, I just don't know how I would apply it to myself. Really. I haven't really found one that I like yet, but I'm curious. Turkey Noodle likes angels. Yeah, yeah. I kind of want to try that. I'm just not sure, like, with what yet. You know, like I like the black and white. Like I like a black and white tattoo. You know, those are the first ones I did. I like how bold they are. I like how they pop. But I've seen some watercolor, you know, examples where they use that to, you know, they use the color to make it even more, just kind of. It's almost like an explosion of color. I really like that. I think that looks classy. Well, you probably don't have any color, and that's okay. Some people are, they like the traditional look of a black and white. I, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just a little tiny pop. Like, not quite a highlight, you know. Like, not really calling anything out. You're just letting the color draw a little bit more attention to to the contrast areas. I think that's probably the right way to do it. I'm excited about trying it sometime. Like I've got a couple pieces that I've done some color on, just to experiment. I don't think I did like yeah, I did. I did the bomb on here. The bomb, my little bomb circle like cartoony bomb thing. Um I did some color on that. But other than that, I haven't really explored too much. I have this little that little cute Thulu thing that I did, that Thulu that's way too cute for words, that one. And I kind of want to color him. I haven't gotten around to it yet. Thank you. Yeah, one of my friends is also looking at a different friend is looking at a like a more of a traditional Viking Celtic knot type piece, and he keeps getting told that like that there's not a whole lot of it's not a whole lot that the tattoo artist can do to bring out the designs and all that kind of stuff. And they may be looking in the future. I think they're probably looking in the future where maybe it won't translate as easy, because that seems to be like the biggest problem that a lot of tattoo artists have is like, what is this going to look like in the future? Can you tell what it is, you know, easily? Like if you close your eyes and then open them and there's the tattoo there, is it going to take a second to understand it? You know, um, and if you're losing any of the detail, or if there's just so much going on that you can't tell what it is, then they will say that it doesn't translate, right? So uh, kind of wondering if like maybe a lot of these artists that are looking at his Celtic design in particular, where it's got a lot of fine lines and knotting and all this stuff, and kind of a small space, like maybe they're looking at it from the future. But kind of like that's what got me on this search to like find these really weird kind of letters, because to me, like, it's pretty obvious it's an E, but there's a lot of weird stuff going on with it, and I like that. Does it translate? I don't know. Looks like an E to me anyway. I can tell what it is, but I'm the one that's doing it. I have an unfair advantage when it comes to do my tattoos translate. It's legitimately awesome. So you're saying the other ones that I've done are not legitimately awesome, and you were just being nice. Got it. That makes me feel pretty good that I've done some practice where it actually doing something that looks decent. I can't really take a whole lot of credit for this. I really can't. Like this guy, I will find his name and I'll post it in the description at some point. Um, yeah, he's just really really weird. Thank you, I appreciate that. That makes me feel good. I still have so much skin left, so you know, no telling how great they'll get, right? Keep going like this, I might end up with a license. They're super tiny too, though. That makes things a little bit tougher. Hit a little nerve there. Got me jumping. Dude, stuff is so weird. Love it. Love it. Alright. So I know a lot of people are from all different locations. Does anyone have like a favorite like tattoo artist? Just out of curiosity, because I would like to find more people to follow on Instagram or even here on Twitch. I think I found most of the tattoo artists here, but oh man. All right, break time. And then we'll get to the darker parts. Try to make things pop a little bit. Ah, man, I have to say I'm pretty happy with the idea that this doesn't hurt a whole lot. I was really scared. The unfortunate thing is that I think once I wrap this one up, I will have to go ahead and do the other leg tomorrow. This is really unfortunate, not because I'm not just like popping into the next tattoo and getting started on it, but because one, well, a couple reasons. One, it's got a pregnant naked angel in the G. Ryan Ashley. Okay, come back to that. And then the other thing is that it's my daughter's initial, so she's gonna be like really upset tomorrow. Um, Not really upset, but she told me tonight before she went to bed before I started this that uh, having her initial on my leg is just one more reason that she can be so proud of me. So I know it's heartbreaking. So yeah, I just have to be like, boo, I didn't want to rush it. I wanted to get it right for you, you know. Ryan Ashley. Where's Ryan Ashley? Is Ryan Ashley like a one of those internationally known like super awesome folks that are probably not a local around here or local wherever you are, right? I should really like I don't know. I should really like watch some tattoo shows or read tattoo magazines and get to understand the culture a little bit better. I get scared to death whenever I go to some of these tattoo shops and all I see is like giant bikers, and I'm like, ah, no, she's adorable. She really is. She knows it too, though. So, you know, that takes her down. That takes her down a couple notches on the adorable part. Yes, she is a badass. Um, she didn't have a chance though with the mom that she has. I mean, straight up. Had to be a badass. So this is like the darkest shade. I'm using it pretty gently through some of these areas. Um, I'm gonna give the lighter parts kind of a chance to shine a little bit. Well, man, I promised there would be cussing and crying, and I don't say Google lied. I mean, I'm sure some people this is like really painful, but it's not the worst, you know. I don't want to get overconfident and be like, oh yeah, so I could totally do the rib cage. Going over these things a couple of times is not comfortable. I will say that. Same areas over and over again. That gets to be a little bit rough. There we go. Waiting for my camera to kind of. Oh yeah. Yep. Getting a little bit on the raw side there. Yes, indeed. Now watch, I'm gonna bump my shin into like absolutely everything tomorrow. Just be walking around just like, bam. Ah, Watto. I do have to come up with something special though, like because I do have the space like in between uh where my that boxer piece is and the knee. I just feel like it shouldn't stay that way. It shouldn't stay empty, right? Like I have all this I have all this skin, damn it. And it just needs to be taken care of, right? Like, I mean, it's what you do whenever you have your own tattoo machine. Give yourself tattoos. Back to bands. Red Hot Chili Peppers. Okay. All right. I'll go with that. But if your favorite album isn't Stadium Arcadium, then you're doing it wrong. You don't know how to be a Peppers fan if that's not the favorite one. John Frusciante is the best guitarist of all time. Rock out. Spent a lot of time listening to that album. Love it. Oh man. Um, some there's also like something to be said about some of those bands from like that we didn't discover until the '90s. Like my generation anyway. Uh, that were around a long time, like Violent Femmes, right? Like there's an absolute like staple of adolescent music. Good stuff. I grew up listening to a lot of my mom's music, so um, big fan of the Doors. Love, love, like had a live set of theirs. Just really like I loved that. Really weird, very bizarre for somebody my age at the time listening to the Doors. But I really loved it. Love the how dynamic they were. Fornication. I can see it, I guess, but Stadium Arcadium. This out. Get one more rest. I got one more thing I want to try, and then we'll. I think I'll have to call it a night after that. See, I would surprise no one's like favorite video game. Um, favorite. You know, I don't know. I do have a favorite video game. Do you two share similar taste in music? I can't fault Californication. I can't. Great album, better than what I could play for sure. Like I can't play guitar like that at all. I'm gonna switch back to my liner. Try something. I can actually. There we go. That to release. And we'll put this in. DJ Tombe. Tattoo artist. Come on. That's a wrong question to ask. No, I'm kidding. I'd have to go. This is probably unpopular, but man, that's so hard. Like Bleach was one of the best albums ever. Um, Really difficult to argue that. I don't think anyone would even try. But I think the Foo Fighters, they've done so much. I mean, it's really great stuff. Just had the longevity and put in the hard work, and I don't think you can really say too much bad about it. Yeah, yeah. I never got to see either one of them live, which is unfortunate. Then again, I'm not much into live shows, but still, and I've seen Pearl Jam live. That was cool, I guess. Like that's a little piece of history, I suppose. But definitely not the Foo Fighters. Definitely not Nirvana. Just kind of Pearl Jam. No, absolutely not. Not for a long time anyway. And I mean, maybe that's a definite, silver lining on that. Um, Genesis. Yes. Pretty classic. And for the time, even though it was like really popular, still kind of undone, you know? And I agree with the Modest Mouse comment. Holy crap, that was such a good band to see live. I don't really like their newer stuff. Um, Pretty much from any time they signed on to a major record label, but I also feel like they deserved the money. Like, so I ain't even mad about them not making a great album. Sorry, guys. I'm just yeah. I feel the same way. Like I definitely I have some, and you know, I wouldn't say I'm a country fan at all, but I do like some, you know, some of that, even like kind of that outlaw country style, like the old school stuff, or even you know some of the newer, you know, where they're just nothing but troublemakers or whatever. But then I also listen to punk. I also listen to, you know, alternative. I also listen to, you know, R&B and rap, and you know, I mean, it's really like it just depends on what's going on and how I feel that day. Oh, I think I think I'm done for now, but I'm going to hold myself to that 2 week appointment. All right, follow up appointment to see where I feel I can make a bigger difference. Did you say Conway Twitty? I mean, I can't put it on blast, you know. I mean, it's definitely something, you know. I mean, I haven't found a moment for it yet, but I also still haven't found time to make the stalker playlist that I want to make. You know, all the songs that are basically like they're like considered the greatest love songs of all time, but they're, you know, they're just people stalking people. I think you know, it's not Conway Twitty. I don't think. I have to listen. I have to listen to find out if Conway Twitty can make a little bump on the old stalker playlist. I don't know. But but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I can't quite get there we go. Get the camera to kind of get in there and see. Yeah, there's a few. I mean, I can see a few spots I'd like to touch up and get moving just a little bit more uh, on the, you know, on the side of getting it clean. Like, you know, this little spot down here. I think that could use a little help, but I'm really proud of that kind of thing. Damn, the Dancing Outlaw. No, I have not. I've heard the Naked Cowboy uh, hangs out in New York City, mostly naked, wears a hat, plays guitar. But yeah, I haven't heard Dancing Outlaw. Speaking of naked guitarists, yeah, that's something that you can really legitimately see. Thank you, I appreciate it. Um, hopefully, it looks that good tomorrow. Uh, I'm proud of it. I think it looks good. Thank you guys. Uh, honestly, like I've said it before, I'll say it again. Like I would totally do this just completely like focused in on my own, you know, in my own little bubble, my own little world, like getting mad at anything that, you know, disturbed me or made a noise or creaked and, you know, like would just have a, you know, I would have fun at sometimes, but other times it would just be so much labor. But you guys, you guys make it good every time. So yeah, no, I really do appreciate it. And there's my cat. There's my cat. So yeah, yeah. Thank you. You guys are you're gonna make me cry. Y'all are gonna make me cry, not the leg. All right. Where'd my cat go? That's that's the amount of love that she has. So she just comes by, rubs up on you, walks away. You know you're loved. That's it. She is. She's beautiful. So all right, guys. Hopefully, we will be working on stuff tomorrow. Let's see. Tomorrow is Thursday. Tomorrow is the last day for my week of streaming. I don't know. Maybe I'll have like a surprise stream just somewhere in the middle of nowhere where I just color something, and you guys can come back and visit some of the recordings, or be like, oh, I'm not doing anything right now. What's this guy doing? And pop in and see me playing with color because I got like 13 new colors. Yeah, and I've used none of them. So yeah, but yeah, go ahead and transition to this screen where I say that my time is wrong. My next stream will be tomorrow, which is April the 14th. Man, I need to update these things. But yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow, and I hope that you guys have a great night and a great day tomorrow, and we can all come back and have a good time. All right, guys. I'll see y'all later. There's my other cat. Bye.